my mum was a great leader, but she led very quietly. Mm-hmm. So I think leadership doesn't always have to be loud.
No.
So you can be doing lots of stuff quietly, but making a really big impact.
So welcome to a new series, WA Leaders, a new year for WA Leaders podcast, where we talk with business leaders here in sunny West Australia and find out what it's like to do business in this great state, picking up some leadership tips along the way. My name's Charlie Gunningham. I've been involved in WA Leaders since the inception in 2016 as an advisory board member. And today we have Dr. Paula Smith. Hi, Paula.
Hello, Charlie.
From the Global Institute of Training and Presenting, and she is going to co-host with me, but I'm turning the tables. In this very first episode of Series 2, I'm going to be interviewing her.
And I have been looking forward to it, Charlie.
So welcome to the podcast, Paula.
Thank you. Hope we're going to have some fun today.
We will. Tell us about your business, the Global Institute of Training and Presenting. It sounds fantastic. What is it?
It does, doesn't it? Well, this is my 40th year in business this year, Charlie. I'm starting to feel a bit old.
Don't believe it.
I know. Don't look a day over 35.
Yeah.
And so the Global Institute is a training company.
Right.
And but I have two brands. I'm double branded. So
Right.
Dr. Paula Smith is my speaking brand. So I do a lot of work in conferences. I train professional speakers. So most people in Perth know me as the speaking lady.
Right, okay.
So I specialise in that influential communication, powerful presenting and leadership development. But the Global Institute is a training company. So lots of times people will ring me up and want a trainer to do time management or cultural intelligence, and they're not my specialty. So I work with a group of amazing trainers here in Perth. So that way I can service the Perth clients, but I don't have to do it.
Workshops and training as well as your own speaking and then your coaching of speaking.
Right, yes.
Now, why is it, I've been in business here in WA almost 30 years. I must say the quality of some of the business speakers is not great. And these are quite senior business people. What is it? Why is public speaking not something that comes more naturally to more people?
Well, pretty much every day I get a phone call that sounds something like this. Hey, Paula, I've just been promoted to GM. I say, congratulations. And then they say, I've got to present to the board next week and I haven't been able to sleep for a week. What is wrong with me?
Right.
And
just to present to the board.
Yeah. And then the question always, what type of formal training have you had in business presenting or facilitating meetings or running training? And I would say 99% of the time they say, oh, I did a public speaking course 101 10 years ago and I did some stuff at uni and that's pretty much it. And I've been winging it the whole time. Mm-hmm. So what other job in the world would you do without any formal training?
Yeah.
And I think people underestimate that work that goes into a powerful presentation and all the layers underneath the surface of influential communication.
Yeah.
So, yes, coaching helps. The ones that you see, they're not natural. Most of them have been coached.
So there's no end of a supply of business people that need your help.
I'll never go out of business.
No, okay. Any tips to people listening to this? How can they, apart from obviously get onto you and ring you up, how can they improve? What do they do? Do they pretend when they have to, oh, goodness me, I've got to speak? Even at Rotary next week, I've got to speak. So do they pretend they're speaking to people in a pub, or what's some of the tricks to make it easier to get over that nerves and get it more natural?
Yeah, well, understanding what is happening in their brain, number one.
Right.
And once they understand what's happening like in the brain when they're nervous, that sometimes helps. So working with these strategies for nerves. But of course, the training, we go into like using frameworks and structures that makes planning, designing, preparing and delivering so much easier. And because people sometimes don't know how to start a presentation, how to plan, how to design, how to even think about the end in mind. What's the purpose of me presenting today?
Think about the audience, what message they're trying to get across.
All of those things. So most of the time, the first thing that they do is open up their slideshow, start throwing in a pile of information, and they think that's their presentation and do the whole death by PowerPoint. And of course, that's the last thing they should be doing.
Now, the best speakers, they say, start with a story. Do you agree?
That's one methodology.
Yeah.
So starting strong is critical. There's a thing called the rule of primacy and recency. So your audience will remember those first and last things that they hear and see in a presentation. But also when we start a presentation, and if you make the audience a little bit curious, they'll get a rush of dopamine. And the dopamine causes the audience to pay attention. So a story is one methodology, but there's hundreds of different ways to start that has the same effect to get that dopamine going.
So not my name is Charlie Gunningham.
Definitely
and today
not.
I'm going to talk to you about And then there's a slide with brilliant bullet points, which I'm now going to read out to you.
Yeah, no, definitely not. Look, building rapport, introducing yourself, building rapport with the audience is critical as well, but it's never at the beginning.
Right, okay, interesting. So how long, you've been doing that 40 years, is that right?
Yeah. Don't say that out too loud.
Sorry, 35. How did you get into that?
Yeah. So I have always been comfortable in front of an audience. My parents thrust me on stage at a very early age and we joined the amateur theatre group. So I don't think my parents realised what a beautiful gift it was all those years ago. So when I left school, my favourite hobby was going for job interviews, right? Said no one ever. So I didn't know what I wanted to do when I left school, but I really enjoyed going for job interviews.
Really?
I know. So, but I was sort of creating this pattern where I'd love the job interview, the pitch, I'd get the job, but I didn't really want the job. So after about 14 different...
You didn't want the job?
No, I didn't want the job.
You just liked the interview?
I just liked the interview. I liked the pitch.
Wow.
So after that, I realised something terribly wrong with me and I was wasting my time and everyone else's. But then what was happening is people saying, oh, can I help their daughter? Can I help my friend with their job interviews? So I ended up starting like a personal development school. And it was meant to be just for kids. And then fast forward a few years later.
So what age are you then?
Yeah, I was about 19. So pretty young.
School?
So I'd left school. Parents wanted me to go to uni. I did go to uni eventually, but at this stage I was having fun, starting my own business. That business grew and grew and grew. Next minute, I had 2,500 students in classes each week across the state, 14 franchisees, and a registered training organisation.
Wow.
Well, when I say next minute, over several years.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. I wonder, psychologically, I don't want to over-analyse this, but did you like being interviewed? Because I quite like being interviewed, like on a panel or something. It's quite nice. Here we are on a podcast. You're being interviewed now. You like being interviewed, talking about yourself or answering questions put to you?
Sounds a bit self-absorbed, doesn't it? But I am a high-action individual. So, high-action individuals, we enjoy the chit-chat, and sometimes that is about ourselves as well. But I love sharing. I love sharing my expertise. I love sharing stories. And if it can help someone else, and I think that's what's kept me in business for all these years. So I did end up going to uni, but many years later. So when you said, how did I get into it?
Dr. Paula Smith, obviously PhD, the whole thing, right?
Yeah, I know, right? But my undergraduate was in adult learning. And so training and development. But that was in my 20s. I was married, a couple of kids. My business was thriving. But once I started going into organisations and winging it, sometimes I would just nail it and other times it wouldn't go so well. So I became pretty obsessed with the why not. So I decided to register or enrol in a degree in training and development so I could learn all about powerful influence, behavioural change, quality training. Then I became a bit of a study junkie and ended up doing all sorts of things, studied counselling, education, neuroscience. I ended up doing my master's in leadership, although my particular focus was, and my thesis was in storytelling in business. And then eventually my PhD, but I didn't do my PhD till my early 50s.
Right, okay.
So many, many years ago.
Yeah. And changing tack a little bit, the WA business community at the moment, the economy at the moment, we're in 2026, seems to be everyone's pretty busy. It's booming, and it's been probably since we came out of COVID. Is that what you're finding?
Yeah, well, COVID was interesting, wasn't it? So I had to really shift my thinking, like everybody else in COVID, because as somebody who was going to do live training, speaking at conferences, everything was live. And I had this narrative in my mind is, this stuff isn't going to work online. But if I would have kept that narrative, I may have starved over that period as well. So I had to shift pretty quickly. And right at the beginning of COVID, I started an online presentation academy where I was recording lots of online videos, and it just took off, and I'm still doing a lot of virtual stuff now. So COVID for my business was a bit of a blessing, and it really moved my fixed mindset about what was powerful, face-to-face or virtually. So I'm still selling things that I created in that time.
Because initially that must have been a real shock. You're going, well, there's no more business events, at least for the time being. No one's going to need my training.
And it was pretty hard to see the diary that you worked so hard to fill, because sometimes people are booking you for a conference 12 months in advance. And within a week, it was wiped, completely wiped. And no one at this stage knew whether it was coming back. The only saving grace right at the beginning, though, is one of my postgrads, I did counselling. And you could choose, what type of counselling that you could do. So one of those was grief counselling. I never knew it was going to come in handy, right? And over that COVID period, a lot of my business and executive coaching clients were really suffering from grief and loss. So all of a sudden they needed me. So I was doing a lot more coaching during that time as well. So being in Perth, you can't just be a full-time keynote speaker. Right. So me having the training, the coaching, the speaking, that multiple streams of income and being a little bit generic, not just specialising, was also a blessing during that time too.
Okay. And what do you think? What's your sort of outlook for the next 3 to 5 years? More the same? Are you looking to sell the business? Retire? I don't think you're ever going to retire, but it's a business can be going for quite a while, I thought.
I know. It's funny when you said, I can't see you retiring. My husband and I were chatting, because he's at that stage where he's sort of thinking about it. And he's asking me, when are you? And I'm going, I don't even resonate with the word retire.
Me too.
So if I can still share, enjoy what I do, and I really do love what I do still after all this time, I can't ever see me retiring, but it will certainly change. At the moment, I'm really loving mixing travel and business. So I spoke in Singapore last week, but then added an extra, few days on to the schedule to enjoy a bit of R&R. My husband Darren joined me as well. So I think more of that over the next few years as well, and deeper work with some of the larger organisations. And
what does Darren do?
And so my husband, he was an aircraft engineer, and he retrained as a building surveyor. So he does pre-purchase inspections. He's self-employed too. So both us being self-employed gives us that level of flexibility.
You live up in the hills?
We live in the hills.
Animals?
We have alpacas.
Alpacas.
The love of my life, my 2 border collies, Banjo and Winnie.
Right.
And I have a training studio on my property. Up there in the hills as well. We have beautiful views, so lots of my clients come up there for their coaching.
That's a great place to have training.
Yeah, and I run like a public program like once a month, have been doing it for many years, just for a really small group. Love doing that too.
Fantastic. This is, of course, WA Leaders, and like me, you've been on the advisory board for a few years now. Talk to me a little bit about why you got involved in WA Leaders, and maybe a follow-up question is, what leaders do you admire? And I'll keep that completely open. Could be any leader, alive or dead, Australian or non. But why involved in WA Leaders?
Well, I think you get to a stage of your career where it is about giving back. And so I start looking for boards and places that I can give back that isn't always connected to your work. And Rupert and I had crossed paths a couple of times. And I think the first time we talked about it wasn't the right time for me. I was really quite busy. And then he approached me about 4 years ago. Timing was perfect. I said, I'd love to come on board and have just enjoyed the whole ride with WA Leaders. It's such a beautiful place to belong. And so that's great. And the second question was?
Leaders, which ones do you admire, or is there a particular leader you admire?
Now, leadership, doing both my master's and my PhD in leadership. So it really shifted my thinking, a lot about great leadership. So, I love Mark McGowan. So Mark McGowan, if we're looking at a local leader, I think leadership is really easy in easy times. But when it's difficult times, I think that's when the great leaders show up. And I liked his style because he didn't run away from difficult conversations. He was very transparent.
Not flashy.
And whether you liked him or didn't like him, he showed up, he was transparent, and he was human. And that's the type of leader that I like. And if I look at something more close to home, or someone, I should say, closer to home, my mum was a stay-at-home mum. And her first priority was family. And although she liked to let my dad believe he was the leader of our house, she really was. She kept it all together. She was the leader of our house. And I think it's only as I've got older and I've got kids, and I have 2 grandkids now, that I go, my mum was a great leader, but she led very quietly. So I think leadership doesn't always have to be loud. So you can be doing lots of stuff quietly, but making a really big impact.
Great. That's a great place to have a break. We'll have a break. We'll hear from Ruben, and we'll come back in the second half and talk a little bit about we talked about your family, but we'll go back in a little bit more detail.
Sure.
Hi, it's Rupen from WA Leaders. For the past 10 years, we've been helping businesses to accelerate growth. We do this by surrounding them with knowledge, connections, and resources to propel their business forward, with personalized guidance from 20 world-class experts across key areas, which include growth and scaling up, innovation, strategy, and exit planning. Plus, you become part of a powerful community of 150 like-minded business owners so that you are never alone on your business journey. If you're a business owner looking to accelerate your growth and financial success, reach out to us at waleaders.com.au.
Okay, Paula, can we take you back through your career? We talked a little bit about this in the first part. Your school days. I think you weren't born and raised in WA like me. Came from England originally?
I'm English. Can you tell by my broad English accent?
You're quite Aussie, a bit like me.
So no, I've probably had a little bit longer than you.
Okay.
So I came out as a toddler with my parents.
Oh, well, there you go. So no English accent at all.
Although if I hang around English people, my accent comes back extremely quickly.
There you go. And why did they come over here?
I think to create a better life for the children. And I think my dad was the instigator. I think my mum always missed home, even though we stayed here. Well, when I say we stayed here, we actually went back to England after 3 years. Right. And then going back, then I think both my parents realised, actually, no, Australia is going to be a better lifestyle for the family.
Big family, brothers and sisters?
No, one sister, 3 years older, you know, typical grown-ups, a grown-up type of story with mum, dad, you know, the station wagon.
Yes.
You know, the sister, dad worked, mum was a stay-at-home mum. She was there after school for us always.
And Dad, you say, was an engineer before he became a surveyor? No, that's your husband. Sorry, Dad was...
Yeah, so Dad worked at Alcoa and in that sort of, you know, engineering, maintenance sort of side, pretty much his whole life in Australia.
Yep.
Which is such a privilege now because I get to do leadership development at Alcoa.
There you go.
I always, you know, share that story of how my dad, it was at Alcoa, and it's that full circle. My dad's no longer with us, but he'd be very proud to know that I'm working with Alcoa.
Would. At school, favourite topics, subjects, teachers, activities? What do you remember?
You'd be surprised to know that my favourite topic was debating and drama.
Not surprised at all.
And maths, believe it or not. So I love maths. Yeah, I do like numbers.
Any entrepreneurial stuff happening there? Debating, because you're communicating. A lot of people don't want to do that, but you did that straight away, and drama. Hockey, team captain, anything like that?
Yeah.
Run a lemonade stand?
Yeah. Okay. So my first, not the lemonade stand, 9 years old, I ran puppet shows for the local kids, charged them 20 cents each. So I could go to the Royal Show. So that was my first. Although my mum said I was profiteering from my friends and made me give all the money back. She didn't quite get my entrepreneurial spirit. I know, right?
Come on.
Yeah. So very early on, I think I had that entrepreneurial spirit.
But she let you go to the Royal Show anyway.
Yeah, I did. I kept money. I didn't give it back. Yeah, we had a few arguments and negotiations. I kept that money. I worked hard for that.
Entrepreneurial. I love it. Great.
Yeah, so at school, now I was the new kid on the block. I was the nerdy country kid. We moved to a big school. I really struggled to make friends to start off with. I was the nerdy drama kid from the country. But there was a bit of a competition that said who'd like to MC all the school assemblies. So I'm thinking, what an amazing opportunity.
Wow.
What 15-year-old wouldn't want to do that?
Wise people at school would not want that job.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Now, although I got the gig, principal announced at the end of the year I was the only person in the entire school who put their hand up to do it. But something amazing happened because of it. Now, I'm up there on the stage every week. Everyone in the school got to know me very quickly, like me, trust me. Within a few weeks, I was head girl of the school.
There you go. Boom.
Yeah.
Leadership straight away.
The power of speaking.
The power of speaking and putting yourself forward for something.
Visibility.
That other people might find uncomfortable. That's fantastic. So you didn't go to uni straight away because you really enjoyed job interviews. You ended up training other people in job interviews.
Yes.
Right? And then that got into training. How quickly until that actually became a real business? You're 19. Yeah. Or was it almost immediate?
Immediate.
Wow.
So I went to the Rockingham Sunday markets. I booked a stall. I had absolutely no money. And I booked a stall. And when I say no money, I think the stall was $20 back then. And I had some brochures made because there was no such thing as printing your own back then. Had some brochures made on credit. and which was, I think, about $25 back then. And I spruiked at the Sunday markets, and I got my first 15 students. And that was the start of it. And within, I think, probably 6-8 weeks, I had about 75 students, and I opened up my first studio, took on my first lease, and it just grew from there. Yeah, it was in Rockingham originally. And then as I realised, there's how many staff could I take on, what was the growth strategy for this? So in my 20s, and I studied franchising, became a bit of obsessed with that as a growth strategy. So I was the first in Western Australia to franchise something like a personal development school. So
and you said you ended up having how many franchises?
About 14 there was 12 franchisees, 14 franchises, and about 2,500 students. And then we had a registered training organisation as well.
Goodness. How long to get to that stage?
It was probably over a 15 to 20 year period by the time I sold.
Yes.
And but I had some side hustles along the way. I had a hotel there for a while. A timber mill.
A timber mill? Oh my goodness.
I know. So
in Pemberton or somewhere?
No. We still have it actually up in the hills. It's just that's my husband's sort of side hustle.
Wow.
And so he makes beautiful furniture. I think that's his sort of hobby business.
Yeah.
And I think when he does finally retire, then he will retire and enjoy that sort of side of it as well. But yeah, we bought a hotel. I went for a Sunday drive when we moved up to the hills, and I went out to buy milk and sort of came back with a hotel.
As you do.
Not any hotel. It had
I got some milk and a hotel.
At a hotel. My husband clearly said, don't look at any property, because we do love property. And I came back and I said, look, this place is open. Come and have a look at it. I've just been through. I think this would be fun. Had 120 work orders from the local council on it, and it hadn't made a profit in 30 years. And I go, this is a fun project.
120 workers, that's bad. Those 120 things need to be fixed.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, for the council to let the business open. Yeah, what a fun project.
Wow.
So we did that. We ran that for 4 years, and during the middle of that, I realised that something had to give. I was still running my franchise business, and I was pregnant with my third child. I was running this hotel.
What?
And
and your training business, franchises.
Everything was a bit busy, so I sold my franchises at that point in time. And and we kept the hotel for another couple of years. I just missed training. I really missed training. People would come in to book a function. I found myself.
Make monies out of hotels?
And
do they make money?
Well, we did, because there was sort of a bit of land at the back that we subdivided, and there was other things that we did as well. So no, we got it back in the black though. The first week we opened, kept in the black for the whole 4 years. We're still in contact with some of our beautiful staff.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it was a wonderful experience, but I'm not a hotelier by nature.
No. Okay. Look, it's going to be great fun having you involved in the podcast. I can tell that, Paula. We're going to finish off with a rapid quickfire round of questions.
Go for it.
So just the first thing comes to your head.
Yes.
What's the single most important factor that makes a successful business? You've had a few.
Self-efficacy, self-belief. If you don't believe you can do it, why should anyone else? You have to back yourself.
Very good. If you were to wave your magic wand over the local business scene, what would you change?
Oh, today's business scene.
Yes.
There's a lot of support for startups.
Yeah.
But I think the challenging times are 3, 4, 5 years into it.
Agree.
So support for those that are either experiencing growth and the ones who have had the guts to start and are there and they're working through all those tough times. They haven't quit.
Yes.
I think those are the people that need the biggest support here in Western Australia.
Which is what WA Leaders does, which is why I think you and I both...
And maybe that's why we both resonated with WA Leaders.
Which leader, I think you've said this already, it's Mr. McGowan, but which leader do you admire, a person, a business leader or politician?
Oh, okay. I'll stick with the Mark McGowans for now. Then there's probably lots for different reasons. But for a local dude, I think Mark McGowan has displayed some great leadership skills.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong, bless him, in being a bit boring and capable. And conservative.
No, when it comes to my values, freedom is one, hence I've been self-employed. Reliability is my second. Sounds a bit boring, doesn't it? Yeah. So I probably admire people who don't break promises, are a little bit maybe boring, but just reliable, consistent.
Yeah. Isn't that what we want in our politicians?
Well, I think that's what we need in business owners too.
And, how can anyone listening to this help you?
Well, isn't it funny? I think when you're in a helping role, you don't ask that question because you're always going, how can I help you? How can I help people? So when someone says, Paula, how can I help you? I generally have no idea. I guess it's like, let me know who needs help.
Yes, and how do they get in touch with you? What's the easiest way?
My easiest way is my website, paulasmith.com.au.
Oh, that's easy to remember.
And on the phone. You know, I'm one of those very rare people who answer their mobile phones now and enjoy a conversation.
Very good. Or LinkedIn or not?
Oh, yeah, LinkedIn.
LinkedIn's easy to find.
Yeah, LinkedIn's easy to find me too.
And last question, how do you get away from it all, relax and refresh?
Oh, well, last year I ran away from home and I walked the Camino Francis.
My goodness.
Which is a 1,000-kilometre walk solo with my backpack.
So we're talking Spain, northern Spain?
Yeah, I started in a little village in France, then walked over the Pyrenees Mountains and across Spain. So, yeah, I'd clocked up 1,000 kilometres by the time I got home. So,
how long? A month?
38 days in a row, no breaks. I walked every day.
Wow.
And so that was definitely a way of getting away from it all, recharging.
Yes.
And I think it's really important to recharge.
Yes.
And and when you come back, you're refreshed, you're recharged. So I do find walking in nature, outdoors.
Alpacas,
hence I'm up in the hills. I do like a bit of nature.
You're off skiing in a few weeks, so holidays.
I am. You haven't been on the snow for 10 years, so that'll be interesting.
Well, enjoy that. Thanks so much, and I want to wish you and the team you work with all the best for 2026 and beyond. And, of course, thanks for joining the podcast.
Thank you.
We recorded this at Podwave Studios in Leederville. It's our brand new home for this year, the WA Leaders podcast. Don't forget to subscribe to WA Leaders on your favourite pod platform so our latest episodes appear in your feed. And if you like what you hear, leave us a review because then that helps other people find us. We'd love to hear from you also. Thanks, Paula.
Thank you.